Okay, let's call this part 2. We got the mounts off, and it's basic cleaned. We're going to clean this a little bit more even before we start the weld. We just did this. Well, let me reword that. Junior cut them off, ground them, like 99% flush. I hit it with a Rolex wheel today at work. With that, I'm going to bring the other cross member over and we're going to start working on the other one. The other one, we're going to hack the piece off and probably hack the piece off this way, and then we're going to come in this way. Try our best to slice it off. There'll be nothing left to the cross member when we're done with the other one. Not exactly the best fit before the weld. That's what I said to Junior. They almost fit. So that's that. We are through on one side, almost through on the other, and that's going to allow me to basically come back in and start to hack this out to the best of my ability. So this one here, I cut that weld at work, and I cut through here, and I cut through here, and this is already cracked open. I couldn't get in to do this one, so we'll get it. Yeah, we're slowly nibbling it out. These are all the pieces. Slowly starting to get to it. And the corners are going to be square, but it's not a biggie. So we have a booger weld right here, but we'll get that a different way. We're going to come here. I got my straight cuts here, straight cut there, straight cut here. One of these sides really doesn't have much of a weld. It'd be nice if you could just hack it off, but this is the piece you're saving. So we'll get to it. Probably going to divide this in half at this point and just keep nibbling at it till we get it. And there is a split here, so we'll probably just hack this straight across, hack this straight across here, and just keep attacking it. Okay. That's how much I had to hack off to do this now. I haven't cleaned this or nothing yet. It's going to go roughly right there. I got to take my measurement. So, yes, it's bigger than the area, just like the last set I did. They make these things square because I brought it right to the original areas, and that's why I guess the weld is so ugly. But we'll do a little fillet welding, and we should be good. So it's going to be something like that on that side. So let's get that one off for here. It's definitely a job, but you gotta do it. It's called art run. Okay guys, there you go. There's the aftermath. Don't be afraid to cut it into tiny, tiny little millions and little tiny little slivers and pieces to get in there so you don't wreck what you're doing. That's why you can't save these and this. It'd be ridiculous. This piece I am saving. Just want to save the bottom rib. Everything else is going to be trash. So now you can really see the bend in it if you look. Okay, that's not a good example. One of these, me and Junior tried to hammer yesterday just to see. That's supposed to be perfectly flat. So with that, I'll move some of this junk out of the way. We'll lay the purchase up there. Got my measurements up there for one side, measurements up there for the other side. Junior just ran me out of wire. He's been practicing welding. I wanted to tack this here, and then we were going to run to work tomorrow, and me and Junior were going to make this baby up. There's going to be a lot of gap fillage, so it's going to take a couple of passes, you know, fill in the gap, then do a nice pass over it. Anything's got to be better than what was on here, guys. I don't even know what they welded there. To me it looks like the MIG gas was off. So it's definitely MIG wire, but it's just all splatter. The welds were actually horrendous. A lot of this stuff I actually broke off. I cut it thin as a sliver and I broke it off to get some of these angles. That's how I know the angles are square, not rounded. I just rocked it back and forth with vice grips and snapped them. That's going to be it, guys. Let's lay them on there, and that'll be it for part 2. There you go, guys. That's roughly where it goes. I know this is a 1/4 of an inch here, but I took other measurements from here to here, there to there. I did the same from here to the end, and there to the end, and other ones, and then from here to here. I took a bunch of measurements. It's another one of those things you're off 1/16, 1/8 of an inch, you're never gonna know. But that don't mean I'm gonna try and do it sloppy. This is something you do the best you can, and if it winds up being off, you're okay. How's that sound? You don't intentionally do it sloppy, because then you're gonna be a 1/2 an inch off, and it won't matter. So, with that said, we are gonna be working on that bad boy. So I think we did decent. Like I said, even the last set I did on my other car didn't fit on there perfect. I think all these cross members are individual, if you know what I mean. They go through a big press, but the stretching and bending has got to be different on every one of them to a point. And they must bolt those in, and with the newest guy they could find walking the streets, where Shelby used the drunks under the bridges to weld them together. So, with that said, we are going to call this done. Hopefully it will be done tomorrow as part 3. Done. I'll put this aside and he can sand it. I really don't want to paint it now. He doesn't even have to sand it now if he doesn't want to. I need to mock this. I need to use this to mock up the oil pan. But tomorrow is supposed to be mint. It's supposed to go into the 60s Saturday and Sunday. That's like awesome. We're at the end of December. Or almost the end of December. Midway. So tomorrow we're supposed to work on the brake lines, and I got some stuff to do around the house, and then all the stuff I've been putting off, we're gonna put off to the spring. I'm just working on now. So that's gonna be it, guys. I think we did good. This I had 2 shots on because I still got the one in the car. This I had 1 shot on, and that cost me money. So no, it didn't cost me that, I can tell you that. But that's what just a cross member usually goes for, just this piece. Without these. These are harder to get than this. Because a lot of motors were pulled out and cars were junked. And these sat in the cars. Those are long gone. These are obviously just rubber mounts, but these right here, they're harder to get. So, with that, guys, I'm calling it a night. Everybody have a good night.